Hi there, this is Focus on GRA, and I'm your host, Carolita Edwards. This week we focus on the process of completing and submitting the employer's return electronically using our eServices platform. Focus on GRA starts now.
Professionals, it's that time once again to pay your annual fee for your tax practice certificate. You have until February 28, 2023 to pay this annual fee to the GRA. The annual fee for a tax practice certificate for preparer of returns is $20,000, while all other professionals pay $10,000. Professionals who practice privately for reward are required by law to be the holder of a tax practice certificate. Remember, you have until February 28, 2023 to pay your annual fee for the tax practice certificate. GRA, your partner in development.
If you are an employer, it is your duty to submit an employer's return, commonly called Forms 2, to the GRA on or before February 28, 2023. The GRA has observed that over the years, many employers have failed to submit the Forms 2 or continue to submit it with numerous mistakes. Fabian Clouds gave us a step-by-step guide of how the return must be completed.
An employer's return or Forms 2 is a declaration by employers about their employees. That is, the employment type, the amount of salaries, wages, commissions, overtime, or other emoluments paid during the preceding year. The deductions allowed during the preceding year, that is, statutory deductions and NIS contributions and income tax deducted. Preceding year means the period January to December 2021. Now, in 2021, the GRA changed from the manual, which required employers to prepare the return, summary sheet, and the spreadsheet in triplicate before submitting to the Ghana Revenue Authority. However, with the upgrade of our tax administration software to the Optimal Revenue Management System, the GRA is requiring employers to submit these returns via its eServices platform. The online system requires submission of one document that consolidates the employee's details below and the employer's summary, which you would see above. Here is a glimpse of what the return looks like. The first thing employers should know is that the file containing this information about the employees, which is usually prepared in a spreadsheet, must be submitted in a comma-separated values or CSV file. And a CSV file allows for easy transfer and access to files containing large chunks of data. The GRA has provided a template of the CSV file to assist employers. The template is available for download via GRA's website, gra.gov.gy, in the Forms menu and under the subheading PAYE Electronic Template New. There is also an accompanying guide and an example available to assist employers in the process. Now, when you open the file, you will see information already included, but this is for illustrative purposes, and you can always replace this information with the data of your own. But before you get started, we advise employers to read carefully the instructions above regarding the correct way to input the data in the rows and columns above, and there's also a guide in the Forms menu, which I showed you earlier. So for example, the employee's taxpayer identification number must be the correct TIN. If it's incorrect, it will result in the wrong account being updated, or it will also result in the employee having to contact the GRA's registration section to have the TIN information corrected, etc. All of which cause for the delays which you don't want as an employer or an employee. Employee's number, this refers to the unique number your entity assigns to each employee, that is, if one exists. If an employee only has one name, you enter it in the last name column. Middle name and address must also be correctly included. Pay frequency column, this requires you to indicate whether employees were daily, weekly, or monthly paid. These words must be clearly spelled out with no abbreviations or acronyms. Period employed requires you to specify the total number of months an employee worked with you for the year. If an employee worked for only part of the year, then adjust accordingly using their employment start and/or end dates. Year meaning the preceding year, 2021. Employment type, it requires you to state whether the employee was either full-time or part-time. And the allowable values are full-time or part-time. The value 7A column requires you to enter the total salary, wage, commission, overtime, or other emolument paid for the period. Please do not include any commas, full stops, dollar signs, or other separators in the number. Further, if you click on the space bar after inputting the total salary, an error would show up because the space bar will be read as an additional character. The same applies to the other columns, value 7B and value 7C, which applies to taxable and non-taxable allowances, respectively, total income, personal allowance, employees' NIS contributions, deductions allowed, and tax deducted. The last column, which requires the employee's date of birth, must be entered as follows: year, month, date. Now, above each column is the employer's summary, including the employer's TIN, company name, filing period, address, total number of employees, their total salaries paid, deductions allowed, taxes paid, etc. In addition, the summary information must match the details provided in the column below. So, if there are 7 employees listed in the TIN column, the summary information must reflect the number 7. Once you're satisfied that the sheet is accurately filled, the employer must proceed to click the Save as CSV tab, which is located on the left-hand corner of the screen, to create the CSV file. We also wish to advise employers that in addition to the template GRA has provided, employers can also use any other payroll software that creates a CSV file in the prescribed format. The next important stage before submitting the file or uploading the file to eServices is to pass it through a validation check. And the validation check ensures that the file meets all the requirements for submission. Now, the GRA has a feature on its website that provides for this validation process. The feature is available in Calculation and Tools, which is on the GRA's website. You simply go back to the GRA's homepage, you click on Calculators and Tools in the middle menu. Once inside, you click on File Format Validator. You will be required to select the tax type, in this case PAYE, after which you will upload the file saved on your computer. After the file is selected, click on Validate PAYE. Any errors on the file will be displayed automatically to you. Once errors are detected, you then have to reopen the file and make all the necessary corrections. Once there are no other errors detected, the File Format Validator will indicate that the check has been completed, paving the way for you to submit via eServices. You must have an eServices account to submit the return. Find out how to register for an eServices account by visiting GRA's YouTube channel and clicking on the Signing Up for eServices video demo. It's also available on GRA's Facebook page. Submission of the return is as easy as 1, 2, 3, but before we go, we have to take a quick commercial break.
We want the best facilities that this country could ever see, the best infrastructure and public utility, the best education for children in this country, the best health services and public security. But if we want to see such development in every community, then we must be fair and pay we full share of taxes and duty. Want proper bridges and coca, pay your tax. Better roads and safer, pay your tax. Better electric power, pay your tax. Clear potable water, pay your tax. Better schools and teacher, pay your tax. Better nurses and doctor, pay your tax. Better police and soldier, pay your tax. For a better Guyana, pay your tax.
Subject to Section 7A of the Customs Act, Chapter 8201, an environmental levy of $10 shall apply on every metal, plastic, or glass container of alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverage or water. Importers, local manufacturers, and producers of such products must pay the levy upon importation, warehousing, or removal of the product from the warehouse, factory, bond, or any other place of storage. Payment of the levy shall be made by the manufacturer or producer no later than 15 days after the end of the month during which the goods were sold or removed. A person who fails to pay the levy commits an offense and is liable to a fine of $50,000 together with a sum twice the amount of the levy payable. Officers from the GRA's Environmental Levy Unit will be conducting scheduled field visits to sensitize and enforce compliance with the laws. For more information, contact the GRA's Environmental Levy Unit on 227-6060, extension 2501 or 2503. So we're talking about submitting your returns via eServices, that is employers' returns. Employers' returns are due February 28th, and submitting via eServices is the easiest possible way to do so. So how do you submit? After you would have created this file in the CSV format, you go to the eServices site, eservices.gra.gov.gy. You enter your login credentials, provided that you would have already signed up for eServices. You go to the Returns tab, which is at the top, select File a Return in the drop box as the tax type. Select Pay as you earn reconciliation. This is very important. Ensure that you select Pay as you earn reconciliation, which represents the Form 2 or employer's returns, and not Pay as you earn, which is the Form 5 or monthly submission. The next step is to select Year of Assessment, which would be this current year. Then you click Start Return. You will then be informed that you are about to file a return for the said period and date. Upload your file, the file that you have on your computer, that is the CSV file, and then click Save and Continue. Now, eServices will indicate if there are other errors to the file that require correction, similar to the validator. In this case, my file has an invalid TIN, so I will make the necessary corrections to the file and then re-upload. Once you re-upload, save and continue. You click Save and Continue. You will be required next to click the checkbox, and the checkbox is to confirm that the information submitted is true and correct, just like the declaration. When that is completed, you then click Submit Return to complete the process.
Before I go, let me remind you to visit our website www.gra.gov.gy for more information. You can also email us at grapublicrelations@gmail.com.